So, welcome to our channel Electronics on Wheel and thank you for your support. So, today we are going to take one topic in grounding, that is sneak path testing. So, in grounding, there are two type of test. One is the voltage drop test and other one is the sneak path testing. Voltage drop testing, I hope you are already aware that what are the parameters we have to take and how we do the voltage drop testing. Sneak path testing is something new which we will take today. So, let's start. What does it mean, the sneak path testing? So, sneak path testing refers to the process of identifying the unintended or hidden electrical paths that can cause the undesired current flow in the system. Or you can say that if the connection is loose, okay, or disconnected from the ground, then what are the effects on the whole system? This is the sneak path testing. So, sneak path test can lead to voltage fluctuation, ground loops, EMI, and even safety hazard in electrical and electronic circuit, particularly in automobile and aerospace industry. Let's try to understand the sneak path testing by this one example. So here we have few components. The first is battery, then ignition switch, brake pedal, radio, brake lights, which are used for the hazard functions as well. These are the four brake lights. Two would be on front and two would be on a rear side. Then hazard switch and then flasher module. The first function is hazard lights. So when hazard switch is on, then what is the intended path of this particular current would be? So here it will be on, then it will go to the flasher module and your brake lights will be on. In this case, this is our expected path and it is also good. We do not have any problem. But suppose once you have hazard switch on and you are pressing the brake pedal. When you press the brake pedal, then this path will make the continuity and this will be connected from here to here. So there is a high chance when you are pressing the brake pedal, then there is a high chance that your radio will be on, right? Because it is making the path from here to here. When hazard switch on, only hazard switch is on, then there is no issue because you do not have any path here. There is no continuity here. But when your hazard switch is on and brake pedal is also pressed, then there is a high chance that you will make this connection, right? And then there is a high chance that this would be a sneak path and it will create a problem that hazard switch is on, and then whenever you are pressing the brake pedal, then radio will be on in a flicker mode. So, so this is the one of the example of sneak path. I hope you have understood that what are the challenges in the sneak path, that how this voltage fluctuation or ground loops or EMI interference or safety things which we have discussed will be affecting in this circuit. So how you have to check that ground connections are lifted one by one and functionality of electrical loads are checked, whether we have the perfect resistance, ohmic resistance, or we have the perfect continuity through the path. So let's see that why is sneak path testing is important. As I told you, that prevents the ground loop. So unintended path can cause the circulating current that can lead to the signal noise or the interference, or the unexpected function will be on, which we have discussed already. Ensure the proper current flow, so helps in verifying all the electrical currents returned via the intended ground path. Improve the system reliability, of course. So it improves the system reliability as you are intending to switch on the particular function, and then that particular function is only on, then it makes your system more reliable and eliminates the unexpected fault due to the improper grounding. Reduce EMI EMC issues, so minimize the EMI caused by the unintentional conductive path. As you know that if you have the conductive path which is not intended, then it can increase the EMI issues. Let's see that how the sneak path testing is done. So as I told you, the first thing is continuity testing, that would be done by the multimeter or continuity tester to check the unintended connections. So continuity testing is done by the multimeter. Suppose you want to check the continuity from this point to this point, then you can check the ohmic resistance from this end to this end. If this particular connection is open, then there would be a high ohmic resistance, which you can check by your multimeter or the continuity tester. Then insulation resistance testing, which measure the resistance between two different ground points to detect the unwanted conductive path. So suppose one ground point is here and one ground point is here, G1 and G2. Then between these two ground points, so if you have the G1 and G2 and you want to check the resistance between these two ground point, so that they do not have the any conductive path, then current injection method, applying a known current and monitoring the its return path to identify the sneak currents. So as I told you here, that how this unexpected or unintended sneak path has been created. Then voltage drop analysis, so you can check the voltage drop across the ground point to locate the unexpected resistance. This is also one method. So all these methods are the hardware, or the practical methods where you can do in a vehicle. But there are some methods which you can do on the bench also, or digitally. That first is the using the tools Capital Logic, UCAN and AutoCAD. So these tools are used to simulate and check for the improper path. Application in automotive wiring. So in automobile, sneak path testing is crucial for verifying the following points. First is the ECU grounding, then shielding for the communication cable, CAN, LIN, Ethernet, then battery chassis grounding in EVs. Then you have the safety critical systems like airbag and ABS. So these are the some of the topics where you have to check. I hope that you understood the sneak path testing. If you have any question, please comment in the comment box. Thanks for your time.